All right, welcome to another episode of Marriage and Relationship Hub. Uh, it's great you joining us today. Today, we're going to be looking at a very sensitive topic, and our discussions and everything is going to be around that topic, and that's going to be the challenge, the mistake that newlywed couples they face you know, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be impactful. It's going to be deep because we have a guest in the house. He's a man of God, full with insight, experience, and biblical wisdom to take us deep in this section in the studio today. A man of God, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Please meet. Let our guests, let our people meet you.
Well, thank you so much. I'm happy to be in this studio. My name is Pastor Noso Peter Adoba. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you so much. We're glad to have you here today. Uh, we'll be looking at something very practical, very realistic that we see every day, not something out of the blue. You know, the mistake that young couples make, especially newly wedded couples. And I want us to look at that today, so that those who are newlywed can learn from it, and also those who are planning to come into this marriage fit can also learn a lot from it. All right. So, what do you think are some of those mistakes that newlywed couples face in the society today?
Well, once more, I want to appreciate you for having me in your studio. I will be mentioning specifically three things. There are more, but I'll be mentioning specifically three things which they should take very good note of. And one of them is living apart after marriage. Now, when I was preparing to get married, I had to go for counseling, and one of my father told me something, and they said, as soon as you get married, never you leave your wife. Two of you must stay together, because the more you stay apart, whether I like it or not, something must die. No matter how you communicate online using phone, WhatsApp, Facebook, wherever, that cordial relationship that you need to create, that bond, you need to create at that early stage. When it's missing, gradually you discover that things should be going wrong, unknown to you. Because many of you will be talking, I love you, I love you, I love you. How you doing? I spoke today. Have you eaten? What have you done? Are you sleeping? And all of that question. They are good. But if they stay too much apart from each other, it will definitely bring a cracking down in the marriage system. And that is one of the major problems that we are facing in our newlywed couples issues right now. Okay. So like if I permitted to mention the second one, mismanagement of fund.
Before we go into the second one,
Okay.
let's focus on this very one you said
All right.
right now. In a situation where a life changing up in the current economy that we have right now,
Okay.
a couple just got married, and boom, the door opens to the man to travel out. What will you advise?
Well, I think that is where a proper discussion needs to be done at the courtship level. Because if the person had an intention to travel, because door will not just open that way when there's not plan.
Okay.
All right. So if both of them can cope, but if you check, 70% of them are not faithful to in the absence of their partner. Because you can't tell me that they just got married and boom, door just got open and the man travel abroad. Who will satisfy the wife? What would the man be doing over there? And they have not given birth to an issue.
So they should place more value on family ties
That is
than
it.
whatever thing the man wants to go and
That
chase.
is it. Except they are
in that
moving
place.
together. So if the plan is on ground, except they are moving. Like
No, one person is moving, they are not moving together.
that would have said, except they are moving together. Because
So even that kind of situation, they don't think they can manage it well, or you think it's also going to affect the new marriage, even though what the man is going for is still for the good of the family.
yes, if it's still for the good of, like I said earlier, if they staying apart lasts more than expected, something will go wrong.
Wow. Wow.
if I will give you an example, for example, when I started my marriage preparation, I had the privilege of traveling out. Okay. So when they gave me the form to fill, I already know I had a plan to travel. So I filled, including my wife, and because they say at least must fill your two keys. Okay. So I filled at least, let's just start from there. I filled just 2 names, and I filled my wife and everything. What we're prepared for, they told me that a week after my marriage, my movement is set. And like 3 months later, I can pick my wife. It depends though. That's why I said that discussion must come from the courtship level. They must have that conversation, because don't just wake up and the door will just open. From where? Who opened the door? You got the plan. So there's always a plan on ground that will manifest to that level. But 2 of them must agree. That's why I said they shouldn't stay more up-tuned, more far than each other. Maybe for example, like 6 months or 1 year. The lady might not be able to stay, especially from the female angle, because they need attention, whether I like it or not. They need care. There's no amount of money you send to them that will keep a woman comfortable in your absence. Something will go wrong. Even Christians face it. If you go into more Christian home now, that the husband are outside, I have a lot of them around. Wow. See that they don't feel it's not that easy.
Before we move into the second reason or the second point you want to give to us, how do you create a balance? Because in those days, I believe in oil company, oil jobs back then, you see the man go to option for 3 months, he comes back, 6 months, he comes back. Now, these are life-changing opportunities. Even back then, the economy was not worse like this.
All right.
Now, there's a whole lot of demand right now on family. Especially the man, you are trying to meet up with your responsibility in the midst of the economy change. Okay. You are trying to meet up as a provider, as a protector, as a priest, and as a father. All of this is calling for your attention. Okay. And your presence is still needed at home. So how do you create that balance? Do you think that there should be a level? Because what you're saying right now, that is how you should be normally.
Normally, yes.
Is there need for adjustments to create a balance? Because the economy is changing and everything is evolving right now.
To meet up.
To meet up.
Well, if I were advised, like I said earlier, it also depends on the 2 couples. It also depends on the 2 couples. If they can manage their communication properly, they can create a balance. Okay, they can manage their communication properly, but you should know that there must be love from the beginning. If the love is properly intact from the beginning, then communication will be able to cover up the balance. But the man shouldn't stay far off more than expected.
So they should have an understanding.
Yes.
To that.
So if you are working 3 months offshore, the lady already understand the kind of work you are doing, or you want to travel, she already understand. But this should be discussed. This should be well discussed at the courtship level.
Before the marriage.
Before the marriage. Then communication can sponsor the rest.
Okay.
Communication can sponsor the proper communication. That's can sponsor the rest.
All right. Let's hear the second you want to talk
the second one I want to bring out is mismanagement of fund. Some ladies these days, let me use the word these days, they love money. In as much, including the Christendom, including the Christians, they love money. There's nobody that doesn't love money. But you see that if a situation like this form comes, that you walk into a marriage and there are abundance, don't be so stupid to mismanage the fund. Because what you see today might not be able to see tomorrow. From biblical experience, you discover what Joseph did. That from the instruction God gave, the first 7 years was an abundant years. So he used those years to do what? To store food. But he knew that the next 7 years to come, they're going to be a great family. Now, I believe critically that David didn't allow them to eat more than 3 times a day. So there was no wastage in that first 7 years. No wastage. Everything was properly organized. If you even check when Jesus fed the multitude, they were able to gather. So there was no wastage. So if they can properly manage their fund, their finances, that area is a very vital area. Because already we just enter, bring chicken, they'll consume. Bring ice cream, they'll consume. How much do you have in account? Let me go shopping. They don't mind spending 5 million, 10 million just to change wardrobe. We know that what happened tomorrow? No savings. What if there's a breakdown? Can you be able to hold a man? So what the second major issue is that mismanagement of fund is another cracking down in a newly worded form. So they should be able to manage what they have, because every day are not the same.
Wow.
Every day are not the same. So that they'll be able to have something to cover up for whenever there's a breaking down. So I think that should be properly
That's
checked.
a powerful one. That's a powerful one. Now, from the area of management you talked about managing abundance so that
Yes.
it doesn't reduce.
Just check
How
this.
about those that step into marriage and there was no abundance? How do you advise
They can still manage the little that they have. Are you getting my point?
so that it can increase?
Yeah, they can still manage the little. So whether you have an abundant or you have
not,
little,
learn the
there must be a
principle of
management
management.
skill. Because if, for example, now maybe your husband is giving you 3,000, for example, as a newly wedded couple, your husband is giving you 3,000 to prepare a meal, you can save 500. It's not bad. And you the other 2,500. You possibly ask what up, you say I'm saving. It's not bad. Not a bad idea. Okay, so whether you have it much or you have it little, you must be able to manage. Because even if you don't have much and you are mismanaged, that means poverty will swallow the marriage. To swallow
Thank
the
you
marriage.
so much, man of God. Are there still other points you need to talk about?
Yes.
on that?
Actually, I've mentioned it earlier, but this is coming from another perspective. Poor communication. It's what we call poor communication. If that finds its way into the home, it will ruin things. For example, if people only greet in the morning, everybody goes to work, nobody makes a phone call all through the day. I return back home, you greet, normal. Now, when you keep that circle going, it will bring a breaking down, because if the person has an issue, might not be able to call you. Because there are couples or there are females that, if you don't give them that attention, they will not be able to open up to you. And that will only come when there's a proper communication. Like I do, there is no day, when I mean there is no day since I married my wife, that I don't call her more than 5 times a day. So that you even feel it's okay. Can you cut your call? Ask you now your credit. I mean they call you. Are you getting my point? So you see that I'm creating a very proper communication skill. Yeah. Now there was a day I didn't call her at all. She was even the one that called. I said, what happened? You didn't call your wife and your children today. Did you forget us? I said I was busy at work. You see where it's coming from. So if you allow poor communication to creep in at that newly wedded level, it will cause a lot of damage. So they should be able to consider that.
Wow, that's awesome. What was the difference between just talking and communication in marriage?
What's what?
The difference between, for the fact that we are talking doesn't mean we are communicating.
Okay.
Yes, people can be talking but they are not communicating.
Yeah.
What's the difference between talking and communication in marriage? Because
It's
there are
that to-
people that talk.
It's that to do with heart to heart. It's what we call heart to heart. We can be talking now, but there's no connection, that deep connection between us. There are things I can't reveal to you, but we are talking.